Hi there! In today's video we are going to discuss a key definition of the course, which is obviously natural language processing. This will be a very first and actually a very last pure theoretical video, because I do know that you guys, as well as me, are really looking forward to have our very first hands-on experience on this course. And by the way, I'm using words channel and course interchangeably here. But back to the topic. So, what is NLP? Well, essentially, any attempt at searching will give you something like NLP, the field of computer science, artificial intelligence, and computational linguistics concerned with interactions between computers and human languages. Basically, hello from Wikipedia. The definition looks very broad, non-concrete. And you know what? One of my math teachers used to say, you understand something if and only if you can express it in a mathematical form. So, can we step by step inductively figure out some magical main algorithm, formula, or rule of the NLP from the definition above? Of course, probably not. But there is a reason why it's been formulated in such a broad way, like it solves everything. Whenever humanity encounters the challenge that it can solve, it starts to work backwards. Okay, there is an important problem, and since it's really important, we will have many people working on it around the globe 24/7. So let's assume that we will have a solution of the problem, like someday in the future we will solve the problem of interacting between computers and humans, like completely all the tasks there. But since we do not know the solution yet, let's think about it as about black box. So let's say we have a black box with answer in it, and a lot of people trying to open this black box with absolutely different approach. So when the problem is solved, we will say that we know what it in the black box, but for now let's put just a label on it. So basically anyone who's trying to find what in it can use this label to explain what he's actually doing by just reading this label, because you will see that a lot of people trying to tackle it from completely different angles. But okay, we have a lot of examples like this in real life. Such case like intelligence. Yeah, why not? Since we can't precisely define it, we have a Turing's test. Since we have no idea what is in artificial intelligence black box, at least we have tests that can tell us if it's intelligent or not. So if we will have something that is artificial and that can pass the test, it basically will be artificial intelligence. Okay, back to NLP. So now I hope we do know why the definition is so broad, not concrete, because we have some idea about the problem that NLP is trying to solve, but at the same time we have no idea whatsoever about the best way of solving them. Most scientists in the NLP field are trying to answer one simple but very wide question: what information is possible to get from natural language? And even this question is actually kind of non-concrete. You need to define what is information, what is language, what is natural language. And usually one can try to answer only a small part of this huge broad question. For example, can I predict the next answer in the dialogue by observing all previous answers in the dialogue? And if you can answer this question, you probably can build a real chatbot that will pass Turing's tests. Or is it possible to summarize the text? Or is it possible to get text representation in human speech, etc., etc., etc.? In general, such a broad question as main one creates a lot of confusion, so that a lot of completely different researchers that are doing very different things will claim to be NLP researchers, developers, and essentially it's true. But we can't cover everything, and luckily for us it's not needed in order to achieve our ultimate goal. So the reason why I have told all of this, because I don't want any confusion. You guys can watch a lot of different videos about NLP, and you will see NLP from absolutely different angles, because people has different vision, different understanding of what is NLP, what is natural language understanding, and stuff like this. So I want to create a concrete description of what we are going to start learning, and actually start learn with an example in the next video. So for the sake of the course, we are going to simplify the NLP to the three main components of it, which are called are more or less three manner. First, natural language parsing. This part helps to answer one main question: what I can do with the text from the grammar language perspective. At this field, we can try to answer and solve tasks like how text can be split into tokens. What is tokens we'll speak in the next video. How text can be split on sentence, which is really hard task if you think about it. But this level is relatively simple. The next one is natural language understanding. So basically, by knowing all the information from the parser layer, what we can say about the meaning of the text. This level should help us to answer questions like what is the text about, how we can find main words in the text, how we can find main object in the text, how we can build a summary of the text. Can we answer question based on the information from the text? This level is kind of hard, but it will look like a piece of cake comparing to the last one. And the last one is actually natural language generation. This is probably the hardest part that we're going to aim. The ultimate goal is to create intelligent chatbot that is going to conquer the humans, of course, eventually. Why not? We have left a lot out of the boat by focusing on these three elements, but these three elements is the element that actually matters to us. For instance, we are not going to touch stuff like speech-to-text processing as well as text-to-speech, since we are not going to build ears and or mouths of the AI, yes, artificial intelligence. Instead, we're going to build a brain. At least, let's summarize point of our really short video. NLP tries to answer one simple question. What information we can retrieve from the natural language? Some of them can formalize it like what can be done with natural language. We're going to focus only on three key aspects of NLP. Is natural language parsing, understanding, and generation. On the next video, we're going to discuss why NLP is so hard on the real example of the, of course. And meanwhile, I'm going to give you a simple and small homework. First, to read an article about NLP, about main definition of NLP, to read about Turing tests, and since we're applying to AIM artificial intelligence, to read about singularity, I think the correct pronunciation, okay, I don't know, just to have a broad idea about possible consequence of your work. And the question to discuss in the comments: what is your favorite definition of NLP, and how would you define it? Like, let's try to redefine the definition from scratch. How would you define it? But first, of course, give a quick look on the definitions that have been defined already. And what about intelligent? How you can define intelligence? So, okay, thank you everyone. And if you did like the video, I would appreciate if you can just press like, and share with your friends who might be interested in the topic. Thank you very much for your time, and see you on the next video with the real on-hands experience. Bye!